Hello, today is day 22 since the surgery. I am going to hit 16 millimeters today of growth, so that is very promising and encouraging to get to that point. My goal is somewhere in the 25 millimeter range, could be a little bit less. My shoe lifts for my leg length discrepancy in my right leg have been 22 millimeters for the last 10 plus years. My actual discrepancy is a little bit more in the 1 inch to 1.1 inch, so 25 to say 27, 28 millimeters. So it's that art of figuring out where to lift to. So anyways, 16 millimeters of growth, roughly anywhere from 6 to 10 max millimeters to go. Probably more like 6, probably 7 or 8. So probably getting to the 24 millimeter range is my goal. So long story short, there is roughly a week left. So great progress there. As far as pain goes, a couple of days ago, my last update on day 20 was a lot of pain. I hit that on day 19, Monday to now it's Thursday, where my pain level went higher than it had been. That would be approximately 12, say 15, 14, 13, like 12 millimeters. So roughly half of an inch for those in the US, where I just hit, my body said, ow. Up until then, the pain, the muscles, as far as the growth goes, had not really had much issue. After I recovered from the surgery, I was really mobile on that leg. I could have walked on that leg. The doctors kind of cautioned me from doing too much on that, just taking it conservative. But until Sunday, very much could have done that. After Sunday, Monday night through Tuesday, end of day, the pain was high enough that there was no way I was doing that, couldn't move. Now I'm learning to deal with that pain. It's not as bad. I can now do leg lifts again. I have much more control of the leg, but it's also apt to get me some pretty good spikes of pain when I move it. And that pain is kind of moving around every time I grow. So it might be high in the hip one day, and at least the last number of 3 days, I've had it really high in the hip where the pain's been hard. I've had some pain in the knee. I've even had some swelling in the knee that I hadn't seen in a while since the surgery. And that pain may move along the side of the quad, from the lower side to the upper side. It just kind of moves around a little bit, I think, as each muscle or part of the muscle gets kind of agitated and stretched to its limit. That's when you're getting that tenderness and pain. I think that pain is kind of the new reality of at least for me, my journey of another week. I think that pain's going to be with me I'm speculating the rest of this time, as I continue to grow. For those of you who are going much farther, if you're in the cosmetic lengthening, or if you just have a larger leg length discrepancy, I can't speak to, obviously beyond that. So as far as x-rays go, did get an x-ray on Tuesday just because I had so much pain. And the x-ray showed that there wasn't, the doctor just wanted to make sure there was nothing in there that was going crazy, obvious jumping off the x-ray in regards to something wrong, something wrong with the nail itself, something obvious in the x-ray in regards to the bone or the soft tissues. I don't know what you can see there, but whatever you might see. Nothing came out, seemed to be pretty good x-ray wise. And then the thing that we really noticed on this, I think the growth was somewhere around 13.5 millimeters at that point of the x-ray, and the bone has really started to fill in. So when I looked at it, I got to see it just when they took the x-ray. I haven't gotten a printout at this point yet. I actually see the doctor in the office next week, and I should be able to get that. But this was just going to the x-ray, just getting an x-ray done, and then having that electronically sent to the doctor. He looked at it. I looked at it with the naked eye too on the screen, and you could really see cloudiness in that gap, the gap that has been created. You're starting to see cloudiness fill in there, and kind of some spindly lines is what I saw. So it's obvious the bone is really starting to do its thing. It's starting to fill in that gap, which is great news. In regards to pain, the doctor saw that growth and said, hey, listen, you've got great bone growth. One thing we could do if you were having a lot of pain is we could slow down a little bit, maybe do 3/4 of a millimeter per day. But he says with that bone growth, I really don't want to slow you down. We don't want to risk any sort of bone consolidation, you know, and having to work through that or anything like that. I don't know, not an expert in that arena, but bottom line is we're going to stay with 1 millimeter and keep going. As far as getting up here, yeah, you can see my the scar here. That's one of the pin scars. I had a lot of bruising, if I can get to it or not. A lot of bruising back here. I can't really see it in the thigh. And let's see if I can get to it. You can maybe a little bit here. It's really fading. In fact, you can barely even see it anymore, right? That used to be dark purple. So 3 weeks after the surgery, that nasty bruise is now pretty much gone. Just a little bit of residual left. And that's the update for today. Thanks.